Okay, guys, I might have to make this another two-parter. It's amazing. It's only like it's only since the 19th. It's not, but then you know that's what you do when you put up all these uploads. All right, guys. Yeah. Everything's running in it. Yeah. Oh, we have the Basis Project Christmas lecture. Stephen Law. Hello, Stephen Law. Thanks for taking us along. You're very welcome, Stephen. Glad you enjoyed it, mate. Glad you enjoyed it. Politics 9, TK, nobody, and nobody discusses heroes. Well, I do in some videos, not this one. Same video, Colin 958. Nice one, Ben. Always look forward to these. Thanks, Colin. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, mate. The Mumbler finally appears on Apollo Detectives 9. Took you a while, Steve, didn't it? But here he is. Here he is. Pray silence, please, for Steve mumbling. The same old excruciating drivel from the same old excruciating half-wits. The Van Allen belts, the shadows, the covert film, etc., etc., etc. All debunked over and over again. Worthless opinions from laymen with no understanding of the technology. Well, you know, Steve, are you aware that 2 + 2 = 4 was debunked over and over again? Do you know everyone who says 2 + 2 = 4 is an excruciating half-wit, and 2 + 2 = 4 is excruciating drivel? Therefore, I've just proved that 2 + 2 = 5, haven't I? At 4180-28, Raza Vihari shows a clip of an Apollo lunar module ascent stage lining up to dock with the command module. He comments that a component attached to the vehicle falls due to Earth's gravity. He tells us the video is in sync with the sound, yet provides no soundtrack. Well, I think something comes off it in a weird way, Steve. That's what happens. He doesn't tell us the provenance of the footage or what Apollo mission was. I would not expect such a sloppy presentation from somebody with a PhD. In what, I wonder? Origami, perhaps? A little research shows it's a clip from Apollo 12. Here's the soundtrack. They discuss the S-band antenna flopping around. Marcus... All right, so it is... It's this here. All right, then. Oh, too many ads. Oh, sorry, Steve. I'm not going through ads. But I don't remember. I think what the stuff what Raza was talking about was not any kind of antenna. I don't think. Okay. Marcus Allen tells us duct tape won't adhere in a vacuum, but doesn't provide any evidence to back up this statement. No links to any demonstrations, no links to any NASA report on the subject, and no link to NASA actually saying the lunar rover was repaired with duct tape. Hang on, but maybe has it occurred to you that maybe Marcus is planning to do another vacuum chamber test with the film, which of course did prove his point, didn't it? He tells us that Scott Henderson tried tried the Kodak film in a vacuum chamber and it ruined the film. Kodak tell us they made a special film with a special emulsion for the lunar missions. No, they didn't. Jan Lundberg from the Jan Lundberg said that it wasn't. It was just normal film. Indeed, H.J.P. Douglas Arnold actually even admitted that, and he's like a mate of Patrick Moore. He's an astrophotographer, and he said it was just normal. It was normal Kodak film. It's called, I forgot the specification, but it wasn't a special film with special emulsion. The camera was special. The camera made by Hasselblad was a special camera. It was deliberately constructed for that particular purpose, but the film it was loaded with was not. And if it is special emulsion, in what way was it special? Did it work in a vacuum? Can you make film that works in a vacuum? Unless Henderson used the identical special film with the identical... Oh, sorry, Steve partly answers this question here. With the identical special emulsion, his first test is worthless, except it wasn't special emulsion. This is nonsense. This nonsense has all been debunked, and oh, did I mention debunked so many times? And guys, you don't really believe NASA is aware of this absolute rubbish, do you? You need to change your medication. Duct tape in a vacuum. Or it's a video link here.
Okay, today I'm going to be checking if you can...
Could you make a spacesuit out of duct tape wearing duct tape glove in a vacuum chamber? All right. This is a 10-minute video.
I could actually put a glove in there.
I don't have time to watch this all now, Steve. But if it works, obviously, all right. All right, maybe it proves your point. But so maybe that's the case. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. David Smith said, "Spare me the facts. My mind's already made up. NASA are holding emergency meetings right now, trying to figure out exactly how to counter all the misinformation given in this video." Miss in brackets. Well, despite your sarcasm, David, they did actually commission James Oberg to write a book about it. Now, they actually cancelled that. They cancelled the contract. James Oberg then decided he would just write it himself anyway. So, there you are. This video has made top-level staff come in from their Christmas holes, panicking at the thought of all the rational, sane people who are finally going to be exposed to the truth. Admit it, Steve. Your goose is cooked. Yeah. Funny enough, David, you don't realise that sometimes when you're sarcastic, you're saying what is literally true. Steve says, "Thank goodness it's Christmas, just in time." Charles says, "Duct tape is like the Force. It has a light side and a dark side that binds the universe together. May you be covered with duct tape." Mumbling says, "Wonderful stuff. It does have universal applications. Aliens probably use it too. Did you know that at least one of the Voyager spacecraft is covered in ordinary tin foil from a couple of supermarkets? Is it? I know it's covered. A lot of spacecraft are covered in foil. Was the Voyager? Was it just ordinary tin foil? I mean, why make something special? If something normal will do the job, if it does the job, if normal film will do the job, use normal film. Why develop special film? It's like that joke about the Russians and the Russians are far more they're more good at this sort of thing than Americans. The old joke about NASA spending $1 million developing a pen that works in zero gravity with its own little pump you squeeze so the ink comes out. Because pens normally work around gravity. Russians, they just use a pencil. Charles from Project Camelot on Best Horror Movies and Hospital Porter reacts. Bagged the first comment, of course I did. Yep, the super bald guy with the faceless one always gets in there first, doesn't he? He knew he used his super soldier psychic stuff in order to know exactly when I was going to upload. And Dark Corners UK says, "Congratulations, sir." Yeah. Best horror movies, Diego Rivera. The Omen is the best. That's pretty good, yeah. I just rewatched that, incidentally. And Rick Howden said, "A truly phenomenal work." It's very good, The Omen, yeah. The sequel's less so. Not bad, but the original is great. Best horror movies, Bernie Tucker. Happy Christmas, Ben. Keep up the good work. Happy Christmas, Bernie. Oh, well, thank you. Horror movies, Charles from Project Camelot. William Shatner wrote in Star Trek Memories that the cast didn't know that the transporter scene was going to be left in after the test audience walks out. Oh, really? Because I'm sure. So I wasn't the only one who thought that wasn't quite appropriate for Star Trek, because it does seem to be, you get this little bit of sci-fi horror inserted into what should be a fun family film. No, so they were originally going to cut that bit out. All right. Same video, Michelle Sovereign. Merry Christmas, Ben. Merry Christmas, Michelle. Merry Christmas. The Steve at Sanderson Art. Midsummer, that damn sledgehammer scene. Oh, I've never actually watched Midsummer. I've watched Midsummer Murders, but I've never seen Midsummer. Marley Pumpkin. Oh, here we go. Marley Pumpkin. You are not a hospital porter. You are an unemployed dolite. Your obsessive nature is scary. I'll tell you, Marley, you're the one with the obsessive nature. Firstly, as I said earlier, I'm not a hospital porter, but would you go to Don Shipley or to the Jameson Travels when they do a thing saying blah 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 and Navy SEAL reacts, or blah 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 a Marine reacts? Would you go to them and say, "Hang on, you're not a Navy SEAL, you're not a Marine"? Because technically you'd be right, they're not, but they used to be. And if you wouldn't do that to those guys, then you can't do it to me. As I'm not an unemployed dolite. I'm not unemployed. I've got a job. I work full time like most people do. You're the one with the obsessive nature, mate. You're scary, I tell you. Horror movies: Ravenhill, The Sly, Night Messenger, 1968. That's another good name. Every time I come back here, Ravenhill's got a new name. The first Exorcist film in 1973 was my all-time favourite. Happy Christmas, Ben. Happy Christmas, Ravenhill. And Dark Corner said we too. It was bloody good, wasn't it? Yeah. All right, we have Mr. Mixer, tune 360 degrees, who has left me here a YouTube comment. It's a YouTube link. Let's have a look. Lyrical. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's a video by someone called Rubana Nasrin Jibon, and it's in Hindi or a similar Indian language. I don't have time to watch that now, Mr. Mix Tune 360. Horror movies, Gary Robinson. I'm not big on horror movies, but I do have a few favourites, including Alien, The Wicker Man, and shit, I can't think of another one. Cheers. Yeah, I wouldn't call Wicker Man a horror movie. The Wicker Man is a very interesting film, actually. It's a combination of so many things. It's a musical. It's a detective story. It's a weird kind of story about strange people. It's very good, The Wicker Man. The original, the remake with Nicolas Cage is shit, as remakes tend to be, as you'll know when I get onto my my worst movies video. But Alien, yeah, Alien's a great sci-fi horror movie. The first one. I mean, the sequels kind of went downhill, although Resurrection wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. Horror movies, Gary Robinson. Ben, mate, thanks for another year of videos, mate. They were really much appreciated. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Gary. Plenty more to come, mate. Plenty more to come. Okay, Gary Robinson, best horror movies. Oh, bloody hell, hang on. Here we go, scroll down. Where am I? Come on. Sorry, I just clicked the wrong button and it just took me off the whole thing. Gary Robinson. Ben, mate, have you seen the movie Cruising starring Al Pacino and Paul Sorvino? No, I haven't. It was made by William Friedkin, who also made The Exorcist, and it's a thriller that touches on being a slasher horror movie. It's about a regular cop who's sent undercover into the New York gay S&M club in order to find a serial killer. Is it that one? Has it got Joaquin Phoenix in? Okay. For many years, it was considered somewhat of a video nasty, but around 10 years ago, a fully restored version was released, along with a director's commentary, in which Friedkin revealed that the guy playing a hospital porter at the start of the movie was eventually arrested on being suspicion of being a gay serial killer in real life. True crime imitating art. Cheers. Well, Gary, I'm going to have to watch it now. I have to watch it, and what's more, I'm going to have, because I might have to add it to my Hospital Porters films as well, because if it is actually Hospital Porter in it, and I mean, Hospital Porters have been portrayed, as you know, from my worst movies video, which you've probably seen. Bad portrayals of Hospital Porters are very common, but gay serial killer, I wonder if anyone can top that. Gary, P.S. If you're going to track down that movie, it's only fair to warn you in advance of a scene that involves a clenched fist and a tub of Vaseline. Dark Corner said, sounds like a typical Saturday night. Certainly if you're an A&E and the drunk people come in with... Oh, God, you did get patients coming into A&E who were doing weird experimental sexual sessions, and something went badly wrong. Usually things they don't want inserted into their body end up being stuck in there. Horror movies, Lofty a Legend. Lofty a Legend. Oh, welcome. I've not seen you before, but welcome. Great React video. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Lofty. I will. And Rick Horden says, Merry Christmas to you, Ben. Thanks, Rick. Much appreciated. Caroline McGreal says, oh, dearie me. Demon spirits, where do they all come from? All right, there's lots of, and says at the end, thank you for sharing. Shalom. Shalom, Caroline. But, I don't have time to read through this. It's all quotes from the Bible and things like that. I'm sorry. It's Genesis 6190. I know. All right, I can't do that, Caroline. You do sometimes leave me really good comments, so yeah. Supreme Enlightened Tramp. All the best, Ben. Thank you, Supreme Enlightened Tramp. Same to you. Sue Hayward Tonkin. Hi, Sue. Scanners, horrible and scary. It is, yeah. Oh, God, blimey. The old, it is pretty horrible, actually. It's gruesome, you know, where they get their veins bulge out and burst and things like that. It's pretty horrible. The old psychic energy fight is pretty gross. Horror movies, Hugo Rune. My comment at the very start of this, so not a response to you. Bah humbug! I don't do Christmas. Well, enjoy your comment. Oh, well, thanks, Hugo. I'm sorry you don't do Christmas, but there you go. Not everyone does. There's a few Scrooges amongst us, and you're one of them, obviously. But I just hope you get the visits from the ghosts who change your mind. Horror movies, Dark Corners. Merry Christmas, Ben. Merry Christmas, Dark Corners. It's Steve-O71. Merry Christmas, Ben. Show some excesses. I will, Steve. Thank you. Lots of belated Christmas. It's the day after New Year's Day, but I'm going through the Christmas things. Yeah. Horror movies. David Smith. Some good horrors include The Return of the Living Dead. Not seen that one. The Blair Witch Project. Yeah, that's good. Blair Witch Project is pretty. It's one of the original. I think it's the first of these found footage horror movies, and started a whole series of them, didn't it? Drag Me to Hell, not seen. As Above, So Below, not seen. The Conjuring, only the first one. Grave Encounters, all the Evil Dead original movies. All the Evil Dead original movies. Oh, the Evil Dead is great. Yeah, Sam Raimi's one. Yeah, and the Poltergeist movies were pretty scary too. We'll listen to see if you mention any of these. None of those are on my list, but I've seen a couple of them, and the original Poltergeist was good. I'll tell you another one. There's one that actually came to me, which is good because it's about. Here we go. This is it's like this is a film that is not very well known. It's like a B movie. It's kind of almost a kind of like it may be an amateurish type thing, but it's interesting from. It doesn't have any famous actors or anything, but it. What's interesting about it is it concerns a subject that the woo-woos like me have been going on about for ages, and that is the Dyatlov Pass incident. It's called the Devil's Pass, or just Devil's Pass, and it's about a real-life event called the Dyatlov Pass incident. This was a strange incident in which a group of young students who were doing a winter hike in, I think, 1959, were mysteriously killed, and they ended up with strange injuries on their bodies. Now, the ending, I won't spoil any of this for you, but the ending is absolutely terrifying. I don't know if you could call it a horror movie, but the ending is really, really scary. It's really horrible. Best Christmas movies, A Hospital Porter Reacts. Diego Rivera says, "Where is your Christmas hat?" Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've got it now. And Charles says he's wearing it. Ben actually has hair, but uses one of those rubber bald heads from novelty stores to make him look like a super soldier. Well, you know, it's a cheap imitation, Charles. You know, it's not as good as the real thing, is it? You know. Marley Pumpkin says here again, "You're not a hospital porter. You have been 25. You may have been 25 years ago. You have an obsessive personality disorder." All right, no, it's not 25 years ago. It's actually 10 years ago. In fact, the 10th anniversary is this Thursday, when I was due to be in Wales. I'm actually not going to be there now. But I am going to do a special gas spanner show on Wednesday. It's not Thursday, on Wednesday, to celebrate the 10th anniversary. So it's not 25 years ago, it's 10 years ago. So get it right. Ralph Winter says on Best Christmas Movies. All right, Marley Pumpkin's the Best Christmas Movies too. Yeah, okay. Says, "Merry Christmas, Ben. Gudvid." I think that's German. Gudvid. Great, thanks very much. You're welcome. Merry Christmas, Ralph. Diego Vera on Christmas movies. The Snowman, best Christmas film. Oh, The Snowman is very good, yeah. I actually mentioned that in my saddest films, actually. I remember. Steve-O71. "Hey, Ben, no snow up here in County Durham on Christmas Day. And there's nothing wrong with a slightly inebriated Ben video." Oh, good. Because you're not going to get many of those, but that's good to know, Steve. No, I think there was on high. You had to above a certain elevation, you had snow, but no, that's a shame, that mate. But I knew I did think there was a slight chance you might get a white Christmas up north. There's certainly a better chance than there was down here. Jock of Ages says on Best Christmas Movies, Merry Christmas, Ben. All the best in the new year. Thanks, Jock. I should point out, actually, the weather is bloody. The weather's still horrible. It's going to get colder apparently on next week, which is damn good. But I'm hating this weather. I really am. Alliance of Calgon says, Merry Christmas, Ben. Sir Jock of Ages, Merry Christmas. Thanks very much. Merry Christmas, Steve. And Alliance of Calgon, Merry Christmas, Ben. Enjoying the streams. Best wishes to you and your washing machine. Oh, thank you. Merry Christmas to you, Alliance. Zephyrin Cochrane says on Christmas Movies, Merry Christmas, Ben. Thanks, Zephyrin Cochrane. Mr. Gianluca Viali, this Scottish guy I know, says, Merry Christmas, Ben. Oh, thanks, Gianluca. On Christmas Movies, Richard Kinzet says, it's not Christmas until Lorenzo tears up the parking ticket in Die Hard 2. That's good, isn't it? Yeah, that's good. Good films. I mean, as I explained, they're not Christmas movies, but they're good. They're still good films. Sue Hayward Tonkin. No, definitely no snow here, just heat and more heat. That's right. Had a quiet Christmas day, spoke to no one, and had a smoothie by myself and played a game. Well, I'm glad to hear you had. I'm sorry you didn't have any family with you or anyone, Sue. I really didn't. And I'd come and join you for Christmas dinner, except it's a bit of a long bus ride. Yeah, in Australia, of course, it's the middle of summer. It's always hot there. Although, where my brother used to live in Canberra, there was a skiing resort nearby. But in winter, he used to go up and ski in the mountains. It was very nice. When I went to visit him, it was summertime, so I never got to do that. Best Christmas Movies, The Lights Were Low, says, this is A Matter of Life or Death, David Niven, 1946. Dimensions again, worth a watch. Rated second best British film in a poll or other recently. All right. I've not read any of those. David Niven is cool, though. He's pretty cool. Lisa Cry Freedom. Hi, Lisa. What you got here? What's here? Ads. Oh, it's A Matter of Life and Death. Right, so you do get some good old movies on YouTube, you know. You get all the old Sherlock Holmes movies with Basil Rathbone. They're all on YouTube. Somehow, for some reason, there's not a copyright issue. But thanks, Lisa. Thank you very much. Tessa1111. Happy Christmas, Ben. Had a lovely day. Well done, Tessa. Thank you very much. I'm really pleased. I'm glad you had fun. Gary Robinson said, I watched It's a Wonderful Life for the first time last year. Very good film. It really is, isn't it? It's absolute delight. It's an absolute delight. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Gary. And honestly, it's one I like to watch over and over. And Dark Corners UK says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Dark Corners UK. Charles says, let's cover both Christmas and horror. Black Christmas, 1974, starring Margot Kidder. That one puts the willies up you and gift wrap them. Oh God, Charles, that's great. Christmas and horror together. Well, you know, I did talk about that Silent Night, which is kind of Christmas and dystopia together. So why not Christmas and horror? Yeah. The Crafty Nihilist. Hi, Crafty Nihilist. Oh, go to the Crafty Nihilist's channel, because they have made an amazing video called A Surprise Interview with Ben, which I think you will like. Says all of them. Alistair Sims as Scrooge, however, is amazing. All right, I don't know if I've seen that. I might have seen that at some point. Although there's so many film productions of the Christmas Carol. Yeah, less than average. Says the fake snow in Wizard of Oz was asbestos. All the best, Ben. Oh my God, I'm surprised they didn't all die of lung infections and things. Oh God. Okay, saddest movies. A Hospital Porter reacts. Charles from Project Camelot. Oh yes, first comment again. I'm on a roll. Ben, your check is in the mail for giving me advance notice. Charles, you don't need my advance notice because you can sense it with your psychic super soldier gangster powers. Less than average on saddest movies. I find Forrest Gump upsetting. Edit. I wrote this before you mentioned it, huh? Yeah. All right. Yeah. It's not upsetting. I mean, in a way, it's a very it's a cheerful, happy film, but of course it is very emotional. It is extremely. Less Than Average says, I love the mystified look on your bed. Oh, right, that's that famous face that watches over me while I'm sleeping. Yes, it's people said it looks like Bungle from Rainbow. Saddest movies, The Coincidence Theorist. Midnight Cowboy for me, Ben. Oh, I've not seen that. I've not seen that one, Coincidence Theorist. Couple of films to add to a list which I agree with. The Elephant Man always makes me cry. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It's got a hospital porter in it as well, played by Michael Elphick, who's a really horrible individual in it. Again, the cruelty of man towards someone who's different physically, but has such a kind and gentle and intelligence, such kind, gentle intelligence. Yeah, that's what the theme of the thing is. Yeah, definitely. It's King Kong is like that. Yeah, the Watership Down is incredibly sad for me. Not only the film, but when I read the book to my son a few years back, there were moments, especially the ending when one of the main rabbits knows it's his time to die, that I couldn't carry on reading without falling to pieces. There are others, but those two are right up there with me. Also, I love Drop Dead Fred. Yeah, Watership Down, I've not actually seen it since I was a little kid, but I remember finding it very, very sad. I remember crying when there is scenes of death in it, of course, from the rabbits. And, it's not really a children's film, I'd say. It's lots of blood, and I know it's animated, but it's very red in tooth and claw. But the ending is very, very emotional. And I know he's an old rabbit, and it's his time to die. And the song "Bright Eyes" by Art Garfunkel. I mean, it still affects me now when I hear that song. It does. Yeah. Saddest movies. The Coincidence Theorist says, I once read some British doctor who was studying the damage of fluoride on the body. It seemed to affect and calcify the pineal gland the most, if I recall rightly. She seemed to find that most children's pineals end up completely calcified by the age of 12 due to the toothpaste we use. I know that most of you will already know this, but I also found it significant that most children who have had so-called imaginary friends seem to stop seeing them roughly at about 12 years of age. Coincidence theorist, yeah. I mean, the whole pineal gland thing, I actually wrote an article about this because the damage to the pineal gland, as Dr. Rick Strassman has shown, the pineal gland is very important for maintaining our connection to the spiritual element of the universe. Indeed, Graham Hancock has also written a lot about this. And that the Illuminati don't want us doing that. They want us essentially sealed off into this physicality so we can be focused on completely material things. This is why they ban, drugs, even psychoactive and theogenic drugs, even those which are in nature, such as mushrooms and things. You can't actually ban them because they just grow all over the place. But they ban you preparing them and selling them and things like that. And why is it? Yeah, fluoride. They put fluoride in the water. It's in the bloody toothpaste. Or not me. I mean, there's a shop in Oxford called Uhuru, which sells fluoride-free toothpaste. It's the only shop in Oxford that does, and I always go there to buy my toothpaste. But yeah, it's odd that, and of course, why is it children stop seeing imaginary friends at a certain time? And as we know, from Richard Dawkins' book, he talks. Have I still got that book, The God Delusion? He talks quite clearly, that he was discussing with a woman. A woman actually mentioned about her imaginary friend when she was a child. She said, and they said, "Oh, so you just made him up?" And she says, "No, he was real. I could actually see him in front of me." As you know, if you've read the Roswell trilogy, you'll know that I do bring up this subject in the Roswell trilogy, Coincidence Theorist. So you might enjoy those books if you want to know more. 69 Phuket says, is there a movie on it? Oh, fluoridization is rife, yeah. Whatever your God, use the power of prayer to protect you, my imaginary friend. Oh, I don't know what you mean by that, Phuket, whether you're being sarcastic or whether you're a Christian, I don't know. But It does seem the Illuminati do want that. I mean, fluoridization is being put in all over the place. I mean, if they haven't, I know in some areas such as Southampton they've introduced it. I mean, they haven't here in Oxford, but if they do, oh, you'll know all about it. I'll kick up like crazy about it. And saddest movies, Rick Mail, Ruby Wax. I don't know what the connection between those two people. Saddest movies, Sue Hayward Tonkin. The Fisher King is my saddest. Oh, that is very good. It is sad. It has emotional moments. Of course, it ends happily, doesn't it? But It's such a good film. It's such a good film. Robin Williams is magnificent in that as Parry, this amazing character. Well, it's absolutely adorable character. Saddest movies. Marley Pumpkin says, "You are not a hospital porter, you wazok." I don't know what a wazok is, Marley. You're probably either a lot older or a lot younger than me, and you use language which I don't understand. But yes, I know I'm not a hospital porter. It's all in capitals. Yeah, but as I said, would you tell Don Shipley he's not a Navy SEAL? Go on, put it on his channel. Say you're not a Navy SEAL. Why do you keep going on about Navy SEAls? Because his whole channel is about Navy SEAls, the Special Forces units. So go on, I dare you. See what sort of response you get. Saddest movies. 69 Phuket. My Christmas dinner is slowly fermenting and will emerge. Like sloppy seconds of cruel gruel coming to a bog nearby, I hope. Just imagine, honestly, if I ate like that every day, I wouldn't live to see the summer of the following year. David, hello. This is just, oh, God, it's happened again. I've done it bloody again. Scroll down. It's just I clicked the wrong key. Oh, dear. Come on, scroll down. Here we go. Okay, David. That's all capital letters. Ben, I hope you're doing okay, pal. The ending scene of the 1972 sci-fi movie, Silent Running, always pulls on my heartstrings. Keep your chin up, mate. The tide is changing. My friend, thank you. I'll tell you something. You've got an excellent radio voice. Have you ever thought of seeking a career in the field? Well, thank you, David. I might as well, because I've also got the perfect radio face, haven't I? And you know, kind of this is a kind of career of it. I mean, if you listen to HPANWO radio, you'll know that it is a kind of career. I mean, it's not. I don't think I would ever get onto the BBC or something. I wouldn't last long at the BBC. I'd say all the wrong things, wouldn't I? So check out HPANWO radio. By the way, Silent Running. I never thought about that. Now that is a film that is extremely. I wouldn't say it's melancholy, but it's extremely poignant. Not just the ending, but the whole film. The whole film is extremely upsetting. It's dystopian, and it's a horrible concept as well. And it's not just about. It's about environmental destruction, but also about loneliness and about isolation, about being a lone voice. It's about being the only person in the world who cares about anything. You know, you get that feeling you're the only one who cares about something, and everyone else is against you. They're either indifferent or they're against you. You know. 69 Phuket, Foundation Trilogies, Isaac Asimov, nearly clinched that one. Now, they're books. I've read one of them, the Prelude one. Silent Running made me sad, the one with the eco-pods. Yeah, yes, David mentioned that. And I'd forgotten about that one, but I wouldn't say it's saddest, but it's certainly very sad, yeah. 69 Phuket, I tried watching Soylent Green a year or so back. It's well dated, beyond its sell-by date. Well, you know what? I was thinking, since I'm not going to Sufon, should we do the watch party on Thursday? Basically, I'll upload a video saying I'm going to watch Soylent Green, give you a bit of background to the film, then go and watch it, because I've never seen it before. Everyone keeps raving about it. Never seen it. So I'll see if I can get hold of it, like either online or by DVD, and we'll do a watch party, because it's set in the year 2022. So, I mean, I've never seen it, so you may be right about that. Saddest movies, live stream recording UK. Excalibur is my all-time favourite. My all-time favourite, Nigel Terry, and there's a YouTube link here. What's this then? Ads. Oh, 1981's Excalibur. Where hides evil? Sorry, there's no skip button on this ad. I'm sorry, I can't watch that live stream recordings, but. I'm glad you like that anyway. Okay, there's a long one here on saddest movies. Gary Robinson. Happy Boxing Day, mate. I think the saddest movie I've ever seen was called Jude from 1996 with Kate Winslet and Christopher Eccleston. The movie is based on the Thomas Hardy novel Jude the Obscure, and it really is an underrated masterpiece. I used to be really into collecting obscure DVDs back in the day. I paid $150 for a widescreen copy of the movie. It was shot in 2:35:1 format. However, the only version to be released in widescreen was a short run of DVDs that were available briefly in the USA. The movie is well known for showing Kate Winslet fully in the nod in her glory days. Oh my goodness me! Well, I'll tell you what, if you watch Holy Smoke, you get that treat again. And I'll tell you what, she is well worth looking at in that attire, or lack of it. There's also the infamous birthing scene, which could easily help the movie make it into your horror films list. It's an epic film, though, mate. Very emotional from start to finish. I think it's recently been made available in full HD on a number of streaming platforms. Cheers. Well, thanks, Gary. I mean, I've never seen it, but Thomas Hardy, of course, famous author, made lots of, I think, was it Pride and Prejudice? Things like that? Yeah. So, yeah, maybe I'll check that out. Saddest movies. The Lights Were Low. No Time to Die did it for me. Bond gone and Daniel Craig gone. Seems like the end of an era was. Seems like the end of an era was awful. Well, I've not seen it, but does James Bond die in it? To be honest, I've never thought Daniel Craig was a terribly good Bond. To be honest, I never really thought much of him. I thought Spectre wasn't bad. I think he was saved pretty much by Judi Dench's M, who was excellent. But of course, at the end of Skyfall, she dies. I know they're going to replace it with some like black trans person. Oh god, and then it's not going to be worth bloody watching them. Well, let them learn the hard way then. Let them learn like so many filmmakers have done through millions and millions of empty cinema seats, and no doubt some very nasty letters from the shareholders. It's quite scary. It just shows you how powerful the woke imperative is. That they're willing to. This is the sort of thing that should be nipped in the bud. I mean, market projectors could have told them, this is going to be a loser. Don't do it. And they said, but we have to do it. Diversity. All right, we'll try it then and see how you get on. And of course they've done it, and they got woke, gone broke, and now what are they going to do next? I think maybe it is time to knock that franchise on the head. You got some great movies out of it over a long period of time, almost 60 years. Now let's just put the cork in the bottle and leave it to mature, and people can enjoy it. The Lights Were Low says The Colour Purple, 1985. I think, Ben, still a corker. Yeah, it is. That's actually the was on my list there. Lights Were Low. Yeah, saddest movies. Dark Corners UK. Les Mis always makes me cry. It's the actual. Funny enough, the stage show I found very emotional. I went to see it in London with my friend. I went and saw it twice actually with a portering friend of mine who's really into the theatre, and the stage production in the Palace Theatre Soho, which I think is still going on. It's like the longest running in history. It's still really good. I tried reading the book. It's very, very difficult to read. It's told in the old style. Yeah. The Basis Project Christmas Lectures. The Crafty Nihilist says, more Neil, Ben. He's lovely. Oh, Neil, you got a fan. And also Crafty also says, has done a film. Okay, I'll check out your channel later, Crafty, because I know you've got a couple of other films and other videos up there, which I will be doing. Reply to comments 51, part 1 of 2. Crafty Nihilist. For fuck's sake, Ben, I'm not going to watch a 9-hour video. Oh, of course, you knew that was coming, didn't you? Saddest, or best and funniest films. Sax Gland. Dancer in the Dark, starring Björk, is hilarious. Oh, goodness me. Oh, Sax Gland. I think you meant to put that on my saddest videos, didn't you? You think it's hilarious, do you? Now, Dancer in the Dark is actually a very, very melancholy film. It's very grim. It's very dark. It's very sad indeed. It ends, and the ending is tragic. And oddly enough, it's a musical. It's a musical by Björk, which is odd because musicals are normally upbeat and happy. This one is a very, very dour, very pessimistic, and at the end, as I said, incredibly tragic musical. There's no doubt there's lots of skill in it. I mean, Björk is a great performer, but it's very sad. Saddest movies, Sax Gland. Haichi, A Dog's Tale, is traumatically sad. And Bridge to Terabithia. Bridge to Terabithia is I saw once, and that is very sad. Yeah, it ends sort of with a bit of comfort in it, but it's still extreme. It's a really, really sad thing. Best horror movies, Sax Gland. Martyrs, 2008. The Wicker Man, 1973. I've not seen Martyrs. The Wicker Man, I wouldn't call it a horror movie. Island of the Damned, 1976. Thirst, 1979. Not seen any of those. Worst movies. Here we're going to have fun now. A Hospital Porter reacts. Tina Silver says, David Bowie was great in The Hunger. The second Italian Job was excellent too, so different from the first one, but gave it a nod. Yeah, I've heard good things about the new Italian Job. I must watch it. I know it's got Donald Sutherland in. I'll probably watch it at some point. I've never seen The Hunger. Worst movies. Al Mark, nice one, Ben. Thanks, Mark. You're very welcome. Woody Black. Diego Rivera says on worst movies, the new Star Wars films are the worst. They're pretty bad. I wouldn't call them the worst, but they are rather. They're not very good at all. Diego Rivera, I must say. Woody Black says underneath, yep, I saw the first one in the cinema, willing to give it a chance, very disappointed. Second one, I thought, sod this, I'm not paying for it. Downloaded it. Awful, even worse than the first one. Refused to watch the last one, looks like a load of bollocks. They're just pissing all over a beloved franchise. I think they're purposely trying to sabotage it. Unfortunately, Woody, yes. The new trilogy of Star Wars was really very bad indeed. Very bad. I watched the first one. The first time I watched the first one, I thought, oh, this is great. But of course, it's the old cinema high, you know. When I sort of came down from that and looked at it rationally, just like with Get Out, I realised what a piece of trash it was. And it went down from the hill from there. It got worse and worse and worse. I must say, the prequels weren't bad. And of course, the prequels, there was always going to be a problem because when you create something great, your fans will never be satisfied with anything less. So the prequels were a terribly difficult act to follow. But the new edition. I mean, Lucas should never have sold the franchise. He really shouldn't. Dark Corners UK. The only film I've ever fallen asleep during was the Jack Black vehicle Nacho Libre. That was pretty bad. Right, I've not seen that one. But Jack Black is normally quite good. Steve Sanson Art said on Saddest Movies, Peter Jackson owns one of the original 2 Kong models from the 1930s film. All of the body has rotted away, but the metal armature skeleton remains. It's Jackson's favourite film. And one of mine. Yeah, he did say, actually, that, because there's some documentaries that go with it, that he always wanted to remake King Kong simply because he loved the original. And as I said, it's one of the few remakes that does not take away anything from the original. If anything, it builds on it. It's extremely rare to get that. It really is. Dark Corners UK says, your passion for hospital portering is infectious, Ben. I once thought I might get into portering myself, but went down the social care route instead. That's sad, I feel, that both professions share a number of... That's sad, I feel, that both professions share a number of similarities. Hey, well, Dark Corners, if you're happy with what you did, and there are similarities indeed, and I hope you enjoyed your own. I really do. But I'm glad you think my passion's infectious. That's what I want. That's what I try to make it as infectious as COVID. Yeah. Marley Pumpkin. Here we go. All right, Marley. Let's get it over with. Oops. You're my profession, quote unquote. You're not a hospital porter. Okay. I know that you were 20 years ago. Oh, it's coming down a bit. It was 25 and now it's 20. All right. I told you it's 10. It's 10 years this Thursday. You are obsessed. Capital letters. Also, it's not a movie, it's a film. A movie is a foreign word. Film. All right, movie and film are synonyms. What you'll find is movie tends to be used more in the United States. It's more an American word, whereas film is more British. But you'll find that both words are used on both sides of the Atlantic. So there's nothing wrong with saying movies at all if you're British. Jack Burns says, he's professionally trained as a hospital porter with 20 years of experience. Perfectly entitled to use the description. Thank you, Jack Burns. It's actually 23 years. Thank you very much. A writer is still a writer between books. Ditto actor, painter, etc. You use that term that best fits your working career. Thank you, Jack. Correct. I'm going to go over to Don Shipley's channel and see if you put a similar comment on his channel. I'm very curious to see if you do that. Worst movies, Gary Robinson. The only thing worse than Independence Day was the sequel. Oh, funny enough, I thought the sequel wasn't quite as bad. Obviously, that's not saying much, but I actually did a review of the sequel. Worst movies, Gary Robinson. Ben, mate, I'm only 11 minutes into this video, and so far I'm hoping that before the end you will mention The Rise of Turd Walk which is quite literally the most pointless film of all time. And that's coming from a hardcore Star Wars fan. Oh, right. Oh, yes. The Rise of Skywalker, although the name you've given it is probably better. It is terrible. It is appalling. It probably would pass as a standalone movie if it wasn't part of such a wonderful franchise, which it completely and utterly does. It not only does it not live up to the traditions of that franchise, it's a pale imitator of it. It's a pale, insipid reproduction. Yeah, and just for example, the first of the new trilogy had the same basic plot as the A New Hope, and it wasn't done as well. David Smith says on Worst Movies, the Ghostbusters remake was pretty terrible. Also, a movie called The Terminators, so bad it was good. A question mark. I've only seen the first 3 Terminator films. First 2 were good. The third one wasn't very good. Ghostbusters, the original film was fantastic. The second one was not really very good. I didn't even watch the girly one. I wasn't even going to. I mean, it's just. I knew I don't know what it's going to be like. People say you got to watch it first. Well, they've taken these characters and changed their sex for the purposes of political correctness. That's all I need to know. Jim Skim Pivot says on Worst Movies, Ben, you could bore our souls into wooden horses, mate. Yeah, says the guy who watches all my videos. If you really thought that, Jim, you wouldn't watch my videos, would you? It's like those people who go, this is the worst video I've ever seen. I watched every single minute of the 2 hours of it. Diego Rivera says on Saddest Movies, what about when E.T. dies? Oh, that's funnily enough, it didn't really get to me like it got to other people. I don't know why. It just didn't. Worst Movies, Jack Burns. That was very good. That vibe lifted my spirits. Thank you, Ben. HPANWO forever. You're very welcome, Jack. You're very welcome indeed. Woody Black says here on Worst Movies, I saw a couple of these in the cinema when they first came out. Independence Day, which I thought at the time was okay, and Crash. God knows why I saw that in the cinema. I think because if it was Cronenberg and I quite like some of his movies. Yeah, Crash was a right load of shit. Watched it with a few mates. We would have only been about 16. Couldn't make head or tail of it. Nah. Goodness me, Woody Black. Yeah, and all these people go, oh, but it's so profound. It's so profound. Oh, there's nothing profound about a wank flick. Nothing profound at all. It's just if you go to if you go to the places online where they show hardcore pornography, which is erotic for its own sake, which I've heard exists somewhere. At least they're honest enough to say what it is. At least they're honest enough to say this is what it is and this is its purpose. But you see, it's if you do see something you think I can't make head or tail of this, it could be because it's just such a high intellectual level that's beyond the capabilities of your mere mind and brain to comprehend. That is a possibility, and I accept there are limits to my intelligence. There are things I come across that I can't understand, probably because they are made for people who have a higher intelligence than myself. Although I consider myself quite intelligent, I know I'm not the brightest, most intelligent person. It could be that, or it could simply be it's a load of meaningless trash. It's gibberish. You see, it's sometimes the latter is disguised as the former. I gave you the example of the gallant gallstone. You see what I mean? Woody Black says on Worst Movies, I'd like to see you do reviews or thoughts on each David Icke book. Oh, blimey. That's quite a challenge, because I've read them all. Even the one he made about football, I managed to find a copy of his old football book from the 80s. Tricky. I've done lots of reviews of David Icke's talks and things like that. Maybe that would have to do. Je suis tadpole. Je suis tadpole. I know you on Facebook, don't I? I rewatched Cloud Atlas on your recommendation, and I can't see what is so profound. But each to their own. I might try the book now. But what about survivalist movies left? My favourite would be The Edge. I don't watch many survivalist movies. But maybe I'll think about that. Je suis. I've never read the book of Cloud Atlas. It may be different to the. It may be different to the film. Right. Reply to comments 51, part 2 of 2. Cornelius Croon says, in other words, Ben, the enormous porter, is so desperate for views that he won't reply to the 24 or so comments he gets per video in their respective comment sections, other than to say, watch my reply video. Pathetic! What answer shall I give Cornelius here? What answer shall I post to Cornelius right now? Thanks for your comment. It will be answered approximately within the 3rd hour of the upcoming comments reply video. Worst movies, a hospital reporter reacts. DJ Uncle Paul II says, love this. Oh, thanks, DJ. That's on worst movies. And the same person says on saddest movies, love this too. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you very much. Glad you like that. Best horror movies, Ben W. James Herbert wrote The Fog. Didn't like the book much and preferred the original film version, even if it's a completely different story. Oh, right. I've never read the book. Was it James Herbert, not Stephen King? Okay. But the film wasn't bad. Not as good as The Mist. No way. That was very good. Worst movies, Gary Robinson. Hey, Ben, this is off topic, but I've just read that a film is being made about P.C. Alan Godfrey's UFO case. Yeah, that's true. That's yet another film to add to the list of UFO-related films and TV shows. Cheers. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, Alan has just been posting on Facebook about it, actually. I'm curious to see what that looks like when it comes out. I don't know who they'll get to play Alan. I don't know. Who could best play Alan? I don't know. Probably, I don't know. I'd think about that. But anyway, it's there's loads. There's so many new TV UFO themed stuff coming out. Documentaries, especially. There's so many I can't keep up with them. I know that some of the guys, UFO Jesus did a video the other day about a new series that's coming out now. There's also J.J. Abrams' UFO series, which I've only seen the first episode. I want to see the rest of that. Now we have. Now, this is I left a community comment the other day talking about this, which actually said here, it said, where is it? Hang on. Where's my community comments? All right, it's basically I was just explaining how what I said at the beginning. I was explaining at the beginning how some people left some comments. They went to the spam folder. I went to the spam folder to approve them. I clicked the box which said select all. But then when I went to find the tick button to approve them, it wasn't there. I refreshed the page, went back to the spam folder, and the comments were gone. I don't know whether they were deleted or they went to the inbox. I don't know. Or they went to the approved file. And Steve071 actually says here, it's as if they want to make their platform piss you off and quit on them. It is, isn't it, Steve? Yeah. And I said, I hope you didn't lose the comment on the list, Steve. I just put a text reply. It's worth backing them up on Word or something if YouTube are going to be this incompetent. And Steve said, it's possible, Ben. There are at least 4 to 5 comments you did not mention on your last comments reply video. And I said, I'm not sure what we can do about it except back up your comments and repost them. I'll report the bugs to the YT techies. Steve says, not your fault, buddy. I guess I need to start using other platforms more often. Anyway, Happy New Year, Ben. I might not be in a fit state to send you tomorrow night. Oh, Happy New Year, Steve. Now, it's, by all means, you get get onto BitChute and Odyssey. I mean, they're not perfect technically. BitChute especially is full of bugs. Although it's improved actually recently. But at least they respect their bloody content creators. Worst movies, The Crafty Nihilist. Ben Emlyn-Jones, you're making me and Mark very cross. You need to watch the new trilogy of Planet of the Apes. Not that shit with Helena Bonham Carter in it. Grr. Love Liz and Mark. Oh, thanks, Liz and Mark. Happy New Year to you. All right, I didn't think much. The sequels to Planet of the Apes were even worse than the original. And the remakes, I watched one of the remakes and thought it was awful. The Crafty Nihilist says the worst movies. Rin, you're up. What's this? It's a timestamp. I need to get laid. God. Oh, dearie me. Agent Rin is under the control of Charles from Project Camelot. Crafty nihilist. You cannot control, you cannot preempt her in her operation, in her seduction technique. Right, Crafty Nihilist says, Ben, without getting angry, can you please explain why you wanted to be a hospital porter? I joined the hospital portering service because I wanted to be a porter. But there you are. I'm not sure I can do that without getting angry. It's not, oh, damn it. It's not you, Crafty, it's not you. It's, oh, come on, comments, come on. It's not you, Crafty, it's, oh, bugger it. What's happening now? It's not you, it's the people who go up to... It's happened again. What the hell's going on?
Flyer that's been distributed around the University of
Queensland. Oh, shut up, Clive.
And elsewhere.
Something weird has happened to my YouTube studio. It's not you, Crafty Nice. I'll talk while I'm getting back my comments. It's not you. It's the people who come up to me and pop the question. Pop the bloody question. They're the people who I can't stand. Right, let me just make sure I do this properly. That's it, proper. That's it. Right. It's the people who got. You know, I've made videos about this, about how the people at the hospital who pop the question. It's just. Ugh. You know, it just drives me crazy because what they're essentially, you see, it's like they're kind of flattering you, but at the same time they're insulting the hospital portering service. You shouldn't be wasting your life doing something so worthless. I want to Japan them in, I really do. And this Crafty has sent a link here, which I don't need to reply to this, but go to the Crafty Nihilist channel, or go to HPANWO Voice where I put a link, and you'll find this video they have done called A Surprise Interview with Ben, and I watched it and I laughed myself sick all the way through it. Thank you very much, Crafty Nihilist. Mwah! Happy New Year to you. It's wonderful. You put a lot of work into that, and I appreciate that. All right, Apollo Detectives 9, is Stephen Mumbling, is saying here, I think it's absolutely hilarious that people who believe we've had a secret space program since the 50s that allow flights around the solar system and perhaps even the galaxy can't believe the Apollo missions landed men on the moon. If the supposed secret space program can fly through the Van Allen radiation belts on a willy-nilly basis, why can't Apollo? Why didn't the SSP deposit the LEMs and rovers on the moon and just get their photographs to snap away with all the hardware? It would have been considerably easier and cheaper than building movie sets and hiring Jerry Anderson, wouldn't it? Actually, it was Stanley Kubrick, but no, it wasn't. But Steve, you brought a good problem here. You brought up a good point, believe it or not, right? And I have actually addressed this. I think I mentioned this at some point. But you see, I know very well that the secret space program has existed. I do believe people have been to the moon. In fact, I did an article about that strange video that was the Langrenus crater video, which I thought, well, how did they get there? How did they get that video? So yeah, I really do accept that. What's happening now? Something odd is going on. Oh, here we are. Oh, that's worked all right. It's on record, yeah. Starting my... So I do accept that people have been to the moon. I'm just saying that, you know, it's the Apollo missions were done basically so that people could be seen to go to the moon. It's rather like Christopher Columbus discovering America. He didn't discover it, but it was necessary for the agenda that people understood that this place existed. And so, yeah, that's basically what it was. David Smith says, "Whoa there, Steve, you're forgetting the alien bases on the moon. They would be none too happy with people popping down for a photo shoot. It could have started an intergalactic war. Come on, Steve, you're not even thinking." As always, David Smith, he often does this, actually, David Smith. He says something sarcastic, but what he says is actually true. There may well be an extraterrestrial presence on the moon, which we've got to worry about. Yeah. Steve said they might have just charged them a fee for shooting a movie on their moon. Maybe they did. Maybe they did, you see. Maybe it was filmed or maybe it may have been on the moon, it may have been on Mercury, it may have been on a planet somewhere else, it may be orbiting another star. But it's quite possible, it is possible, I accept, that the Apollo footage was filmed somewhere in space, maybe even on the moon. It's just they didn't get there with a Saturn V rocket. They got there much earlier with they actually got there a hell of a lot earlier with anti-gravity craft. Right, you know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to go into hour number 4. Bloody hell, this is going to be a two-parter. Lisa Cry Freedom says on Saddest Movies. So you did really get upset, Ben? And yes, the colour purple does that to you. But yeah, that's it. Right. But all's well that ends well, and she gets her karma and happiness in the end. The end, when she meets her sister and kids again, is so beautiful, so lovely. Tears of empathy and compassion. Oh God, yeah, it is. It's like that, Lisa. It's just. Lisa's been subscribed to me for 10 years. Oh, thanks, Lisa. I think I've been pretty much the same for you. But yeah, it's that's what I mean by, sad films. It doesn't mean they're sad. It just means they're emotional. Lisa says also here on Saddest Movies, I really love the Bicentennial Man. It's an epic film. It really is a two, although, again, it's emotionally draining. I can't watch it too often. Saddest Movies says here. Saddest Movies, and Lisa says here, oh, Ben, you got me crying here. Beautiful tears, hey. Bicentennial Man. He has to inject something into him that makes him die. Interesting, huh? So this goes along with what Charlie Freak says about it's the crap food we all eat that ages us, hence his diet of fruit. It could be, yeah, I mean, it's it's odd that what happened to people would we really live to 900 years like Methuselah in the pre-Illuminati age? I don't know. But Lisa also says here, I can't watch King Kong. It upsets me way too much. But yes, it's so profound on how it shows up a lot of the so-called humanity. It really does, Lisa. It's like, it's so well done. I mean, goodness me. I mean, there's even a shot of there's a shot that Jackson puts in there. It's one of the most powerful shots in the film, actually. When they're shooting King Kong at the top of the Empire State Building, he has like a close-up of the face of one of the pilots. It's a completely robotic, heartless, thoughtless face. It's very, it's an extremely effective image. But I mean, I've only watched it twice. I watched it once in the cinema, once on DVD, and it's not the sort of thing I can watch every day. I can't. Right, Christmas movies, and Lisa says here, so Christ Mass, M-A-S, is supposed to signify the ascension of man. Therefore, your second review, Ben, is all allegory for big biz, materialistic and life-killing mankind. Major messages in all films, hey? So, like I said on the New Year show, if this world was all bad and evil, we would not get positive messages in films, methinks. All a great big experience game. Yeah, Lisa, exactly. It's actually... I actually did an interview. If you listen to her HPANWO Radio, you know the Cry Freedom show. There's this idea that just everything in the media is controlled. Oh, hang on, sorry, I should be answering that in the next segment. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. I only went about 3 minutes over. It's no big deal. I put another timestamp there for Lisa. But yeah, I mean, there's this idea that absolutely everything in the media is controlled. And it's like the characters you get within the conspiracy sphere who just say, the New World Order controls everything. If something happens which appears to be against the New World Order and seems to be going against what the New World Order wants, like Brexit or Trump, etc., then it's just a deeper part of the conspiracy, and the only people who promote it are shills, and all the people who believe it are dupes of shills. Only very clever, superior people like me and Andrew Johnson can see through it all, because we're the greatest, and we're wonderful, and everyone else is beneath us. The people have a similar. These kinds of characters have a similar idea, actually, when it comes to films. They suggest everything in the media is absolutely controlled, totally. But I really don't think that. I don't think that's not possible. It's not possible. If in a completely controlled media, you wouldn't have, as Lisa said, positive messages in films at all. I think you would have to have some kind of counter-propositional material, but it would be very transparently fake. It would be attenuated. Films such as the positive ones, which I've talked about, you would simply not be made. They would simply not be created. Avatar wouldn't exist. Things like that. I mean, people often use the example of Avatar. It's probably not the best example, but there's so many others. And Lisa is absolutely right. And I've actually said this. I actually talked to Lisa about this in this interview we did together. All right. So thanks, Lisa. Thanks for all those comments. Thank you very much. Do check out the Cry Freedom Show on HPANWO Radio, or indeed the Cry Freedom Show with Lisa.com, because she actually produces live shows herself now. Okay, Halloween 2020. Gadget Boy says, I couldn't tell if you're supposed to be Julian Assange or David Icke. Well, Julian Assange is sadly not as corpulent as I am, thanks to the horrible way he's been treated. I'm actually meant to be David Icke, and I do actually explain it in the video if you care to watch properly. And saddest movies, Crafty Nihilist. Is that a very small alien spaceship egg on your bed? It's actually a... It's actually... You mean the face? Hang on. I've got to go back and get the tag. Actually, it's neither, Crafty. It's like some wood knots that looks like a face. I like to think of it as a benevolent face that's hopefully watching over me while I sleep. Saddest movies, David Splendid Isolation. Hey, David, how you doing, mate? You have a look at the game Horus. The influence from Bicentennial Man is obvious. It's a delightful game in its own right. Thoroughly worth playing with much joy, humour, poignancy and sadness. Oh, right, okay. I'm not a big gamer, but I'll check that out. Tina Kay says on my community notice here, this happens quite a lot. I see comments in my push notifications, but they don't show up or get auto-deleted. Don't show up in my spam folder either, but the YouTube comment counter still counts them. So it's not just me, Tina. I think it is a general problem with YouTube, I think. Yeah, it is. But I'm glad I'm not the only one. No, I'm not happy that's happening to you, but I'm glad I'm not the only one. The Apollo Detectives 9, Steve Mumbling says, I've uploaded some videos in response to this complete and utter nonsense, as you requested, Daisy. What do you reckon? I might do a couple more if I get time before I have to go back to work. Who the hell is Daisy, Steve? Let's have a look at what you've done here, then. Oh, he's finally uploaded some more. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, right. It's not like you to upload. He hasn't uploaded anything for 5 months. And then Merry Christmas Ramble, Impossible Shadow Angle. Oh, well, let me just show you these. Hang on. There you go. We have Merry Christmas Ramble, Impossible Shadow Angles, Marcus Allen talking out of his pimply posterior again. Comments on the appalling Apollo Detectives 9. All right. Well, if I've got time and if I've got the energy, I will have to do a little takedown of those, Steve. I will, definitely. But thanks. Anyway, on to Alt Tech. Let's have a look. Now, as you know, with Alt Tech, or with BitChute, we'll go to BitChute first. With BitChute, you get no notices for comments, which is a bit annoying. So basically, there's not a lot I can do, because I can't go through every single upload, because that would take forever, because I've got over 1,000. So what I'll do is I'll simply go through the ones that I've uploaded since the last comments reply video, which is basically, and of course I don't upload them to YouTube, do I? I don't upload them to Alt Tech. Well, BitChute, I don't seem to like my comments reply video, so it's from Apollo Detectives 9. Okay. So Apollo Detectives 9, let's have a look. What have people got to say here? I've got 99 views. Right. Oh, I've got loads here. Alkaline 777 says, typical deep state hacks trying to cover up the secret space program and human trafficking. You fat slobs never dog into the aircraft industry, though. Lol. UASF, classified black budget aircraft. Secret Space Program, Michael Schratt, February 2017. All right, you skinny bastard, Alkaline. Before you get too aggressive, right? Although, of course, it's easy to be aggressive online, isn't it? I'm well aware of the Secret Space Program videos by Michael Schratt. In fact, I think I've got a link here. I'll just have a quick look at them. Here we go. Yeah, USF. This is it. USAF classified back like. Oh, it's on your channel. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a sub. I think you're being rude, but I still subscribe to Andrew Johnson. At no point have any of us denied any of this. What? I don't know why you come up with this bullshit. I really don't. you're putting words in our mouth, or rather taking words that we've said out of our mouth. But anyway, it sounds, this is an interesting, it's all an interesting thing, Alkaline, it really is, and that's why I've given you a sub, despite the fact you're being a dickhead. Because you've got, Santos, you've got some good stuff on your channel, actually. Santos Bonacci, Gary McKinnon. Yeah, oh my goodness me. Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna sub to your channel. Yeah. Okay, but just if you want to have a proper conversation with me, sure. Don't call me names. Don't misrepresent us. And I'm quite happy to discuss this with you in more detail. But none of us denied anything that Michael Schratt talks about. Alkaline also says here, William Tompkins, David Adair, Werner von Braun, Victor Schauberger, James Maxwell, Nikola Tesla. Yeah. All those, a list of names, there's a hugely interesting story attached to all those names. I'm familiar with them all. Texas Forever says, none of it is real. Oh no, don't tell me. Don't tell me. It's not just the missions that were faked. Space is faked. Oh God, here we go. And Alkaline says P-Brain. Wayland, hello Wayland, how are you? Says here, I remember watching the first moon landing on TV live. What a load of bollocks. I was not impressed. Fake as the fakest thing ever. The clangers was more realistic. Really, Wayland, did you watch? You were obviously of a generation where you could watch that. Did you actually think that while you were watching it live? You know, with all the emotion attached to it, you actually thought it was fake because apparently Bill Kaysing said that when he watched it live. I don't know. Texas Forever says everyone with a working brain knows the moon landings didn't happen, and NASA isn't driving a remote-controlled car 10 million plus miles away. Well, oh right, you're talking about Mars. Well, I'm afraid I think the Mars thing's different. I mean, I know that Richard D. Hall's done a very interesting video about how some of the Mars stuff is faked. However, the rover, as you say, is remote control. There's no astronauts on Mars apparently, so we've been told. But so it could be different. It could be. Certainly, though, you're right about the moon landings. Right. Best horror movies. Hospital Porter reacts. No comments. Best Christmas movies. A Hospital Porter reacts. One comment here. BBTT. Well, hello there, Hospital. Okay, BBTT says new broadcast, 25th of the 12th. It's Christmas Day, 2021. All right, what's this then? It's a BitChute link, which says here, you'll be sorry. Right. Thanks for the ad. Thanks for the ad there. Okay, saddest movies. A Hospital Porter reacts. No comments. Worst movies. A Hospital Porter reacts. One comment. Latest broadcast. All right, BBTT. Let's have a look. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. I'm back again. I wasn't going to do a video. Okay. You'll be sorry. Let's have a look at your channel then. Okay. You will be Self-Preservation Society BBTT. All right. Well, I like these various BitChute channels. They usually contain a lot of good stuff. So I'll check that out. I will check that out. Okay. There we go. I'll put it. It's in my log now. Okay. Now then, let us proceed. I think to it's time to proceed to my BitChute channel. Now you do get notifications for BitChute. However, they only go back about a few days, so it's actually very difficult to catch them. However, I'll do what I did. I haven't noticed any. I do check them regularly, at least once a day, and I haven't noticed any comments on Odyssey. But I'll check my Odyssey channel now. So reply to comments part 1. No comments. Reply to comments 51 part 2. This one's going to be a 2-parter, by the way. No comments. Apollo Detectives 9. No comments. You're all quiet on Odyssey. Best horror movies. No comments. Best Christmas movies. Oh, don't leave me alone, Odyssey. Come on, say something. No comments. Saddest movies. No comments. And finally, worst movies. No comments. All right, okay. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. I'm back again. Please yourselves, no comments at all since the last comments reply video on Odyssey. Okay, so now it remains to go to Rumble. I haven't actually uploaded anything to Brighteon yet. Maybe I should do a Brighteon a Brighteon exclusive. Let's have a look. Rumble. Okay, Rumbles. 92 Rumbles. My content. Okay. Right. Reply to comments. No comment. 1. No comment. I think they're quiet on Rumble as well. No comment. Apollo Detectives. No comments. Horror. Oh, we got a comment. Hey, we got a comment on Rumble. Yay! Fireballs are ETVs. Oh, hello, Fireballs are ETVs. Oh, great. Thanks for commenting. Fireballs are ETVs. I posted my comment. No, I haven't posted a bloody comment before. Okay, hang on. Okay. Fireballs are ETVs. Thanks, Ben. Love your reviews. Here's some real-life horrors that have occurred. Please watch and research and share. The archive.org and YouTube links below. There's a list here. Okay, Prince Charles and the murder of Dale Caifun's UFO secrets as a YouTube. I'll have to check those out later, Fireballs or ETVs. And it says here, P.S. Do you dare do a research project about the attached web links? Well, let's have a look. I think you might have sent me these before somewhere else. Let's have a look. Or I'll just quickly look at these links, seeing as you've been good enough to give me a Rumble comment. Let's have a look. Sorry, archive takes ages to load. I'll just check out this YouTube as well while it's doing that. Oh, Colin Andrews, Prince Charles, the murder of Dale, Tyron, UFO secrets. Okay, I'll check. Let's have a look. This is all going to be in my history. I can check it out. What's this? All right, this is from George Rush, the channel. Dr. Stephen Greer, featuring Nick Begich. Psychics being attacked by the Cabal. All right. That's from MUFON. What's that? When's this thing?
Now think about it since 19...
All right. Right you are. I'll check that out. But thank you for that. Thanks very much, ETV, for posting a comment. All right. Christmas movies. No comments. Saddest movies. No comments. Worst movies. No comments. Okay, so that's Rumble. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to YouTube and just do a refresh and see if there's anything new since I last did a video. Then if there's any new comments I'll address. Apart from that, then I think we're done. Let's have a look. Just refresh that page there and that page. Okay. Health review. No. Okay. Nine minutes 25. I'll go back a few hours now to when we started this. Legend Real says, Ben says, thanks Ben, great topic. Okay. And always thinking and watching out for you, Ben. Please take care and keep it coming. Thanks, Jim. Oh, you're welcome, Jim, if that's your name. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. And then we have Cornelius Crew says to me 29 minutes ago, now that's funny. I'll just do the same again, shall I? Yeah. Oops, no, sorry, wrong. Delete. Oh, I've still got that bloody YouTube link on there, haven't I? I'm going to have to change. Here we go. I'll just go back to the clipboard. I've got the YouTube link on my clipboard. Oh, okay. I better go and redo Legend Real's video comment as well. Here we go. Let's get this right. I just went and gave him a link to this video. Oh dear. I must remember what's on my clipboard. Be aware of what's on your clipboard at all times when you're doing these comments reply videos, you know. Okay, Cornelius Crew, yeah, okay. Legends Real. Always thinking, all right, thanks. And Cornelius Crew finally says on worst movies here. Where is it? You whining about hospital porters being portrayed as incompetent is hilarious. Makes my day. All right, you thought I was hilarious. Well, I'm glad you got some amusement out of that, Cornelius Crew. I personally thought it was quite amusing myself. I thought it's got I thought it made. Sorry, it's not amusing. It makes me quite irritated. But anyway, let's do one more refresh and then we're done. Do run and refresh on the channel page if there's nothing there. Right, so endeth, and I'll check for held for review, filter. No, right. So Cornelius Cruz was the last one. All right, then. So that endeth this comments reply video. Well, thanks very much, guys. The 50-second comments reply video is done. Second day of the year. The UFO disclosure video I'll do at some point. I've got to do one for New Year, I know. Haven't done it yet. But also the Soylent Green watch party. I think that's a good idea, actually. I've never done one of those before, so anyway, check those out. So I'm not going to be at Sufon on Thursday. I've got 2 days off work. I'm not going to try and cancel my leave. I'm just going to have a rest and do more other fun things. So plenty of time for doing some things such as writing my new book and making videos for you guys. In the meantime, thank you all of you for watching. Really appreciate it. Thank you for all your comments, good, bad, ugly. Even some of the rude ones are quite amusing. And appreciate your interest and appreciate everything you've put on here. Because some of you, you guys have put, some of you put lots of comments. Some of you have put very long, detailed comments with a lot of thought in them. And I appreciate that very much. Without you guys leaving me comments, by definition, there would be no comments reply videos at all. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you. So thank you all of you for watching HPANWO TV yet again. A very happy new year to you. Hospital porters, pride and dignity. Stop the New World Order.